Behind every farm, winemaker, bottle, and grape lies an untold story. This is Behind the Bottle, a podcast by Cape Classics, a South African and French wine importer founded in 1992. We are committed to discovering and sharing these tales. In today's episode, our team shares what they love most about wine. This is Mary Ellen Phillips, and I'm the Vice President of Marketing at Cape Classics. Like many, I stumbled into the wine industry and instantly fell in love with the educational aspect. There's always something new to learn, a new grape, a new region, a new winery. It feels like a continuous journey, which I love. Some of my favorite conversations and memories surround sharing a glass of wine. Listening to tales of a family member's travels through Italy, simple catch-ups with friends, and those memorable meals that linger late into the evening.
My name is Emma. I am Director of South African Operations. And why wine for me is the food pairings. Tasting a beautiful cheddar cheese, then sipping on an amazing Chardonnay, how they marry and enhance each other's flavors is divine. Biltong salad with rocket, and then sip on a lovely Merlot. Lamb and a Pinot Noir is just amazing. Oxtail and a good cab, slow cooked until the meat is so tender and the wine dissipates but adds to the sauce so amazingly. I can add some soda water on a hot summer's day and make myself a spritzer. I love how I can often use a lot of our jam jars in cocktails for me and my friends. I love wine over beer or a spirit. It makes me feel elegant. It makes me feel educated. And those are some of the reasons why I will always choose wine over any other beverage. And that's my story on why wine.
My name is Jared Guzik, and I'm going to tell you what I love about wine. I first became interested in wine when I was 21 years old traveling in Europe. I visited some wineries in Italy and I became enamored with wine. There were so many different varietals to learn about, thousands of different varietals. Some wines are aged in oak, some in stainless steel, and some in concrete. Each wine growing region is different. Some are hot, some are cold, and they all have different soil compositions. You can literally taste the components of the soil in certain wines. And even what grows around the vineyards can make a big impact on the wine. If there are trees, herbs, flowers, all of that can make a difference. To me, wine isn't just a beverage, but it's also a story. The people behind the wines are very important. What they do and why they do it. The land, the weather, the people, the history, all of that goes into a bottle. And even from there, wine can change once it's in the bottle. A young bottle can taste totally different than a bottle that's been aged 10, 20, or even 30 years. And that is what I love about wine.
Hi, I'm Kelvin. The main reasons why I choose wine as my drink of choice is because it embodies art, science, and history, making every glass a unique experience. I choose to pursue a career in the industry because it allows us to be part of so many special moments. Weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, and so many more milestones are celebrated over a bottle of wine. It's cool to be part of those moments in some way.
I'm Lauren Carminati, National Accounts Coordinator at Cape Classics. When I hear the question, wine? My answer is always yes. Wine has been a central part of my life for as long as I can remember. Growing up, my family ran a restaurant in Brooklyn, New York. My grandfather, who was the chef, had a treasured ritual at the end of each busy shift. He'd unwind at the end of the bar with a glass of red wine and a plate of peaches. It signified the end of the day and was my cue to join him for a chat about what was happening in my world. Wine has a unique way of bringing people together and encouraging us to slow down and savor the moment. As the holidays approach, I look forward to the perfect time to gather with loved ones and share life stories over a glass of fine wine.
My name is Maria Klebeck. What makes wine special to me is the way it transforms when it's paired with food. I'm always in awe when the combination of flavors changes the entire experience. You can pair a wine with dark chocolate and then sharp cheddar cheese and have two completely different experiences. Wine is the best beverage to pair with food, and I love food, so I love wine.
My name is Siobhan. I'm the Cape Classics Regional Sales Manager for the Southeast region in the United States. I've recently been asked why wine. For me, wine has taken me places I never imagined. I've traveled across continents, meeting amazing people and tasting a diversity of varietals. What stands out to me the most is always the enduring passion people in the wine industry have for what they do, for working the land and the product they create. Personally, for me, wine has had some of the most memorable moments around campfires in the bush and my own backyard in South Africa. There's something comforting about sharing a glass of wine in these moments with friends and family that you never forget and stays with you.
Hi, this is Clayton here, the winemaker for Cape Classics. So the reason why I choose wine over any other beverage is I believe wine is a conversational starter. It's one of those labor of love situations. Sometimes the pronunciations are difficult, sometimes easy, but at least there's always something to talk about.
So the question is, why wine? Throughout my career, I've sold wine, beer, spirits, pretty much over the last 20 years. And wine has always been my passion. From the people, the places, the regions, the vineyards, the culture, the history. There's just so much to it, you could never be bored. It's really exciting. You get to some of the most beautiful places on earth and just some awesome people. It's pretty much how we build most of our travel now, for my wife and I, and we bring our daughter along with us. We've been lucky enough to travel around the world and seen some just amazing places and people. And yeah, wine is it's truly special. It's very different than beer or spirits and cocktails. And it's what we love to drink. It works for any occasion. We do a lot of cooking at home. So I love to, have a glass of wine while cooking. Obviously, wine is going to be the best thing to pair with any sort of meal over beer or cocktails. And there's just so many different options you can go with. You can get really creative. You don't have to just stick to the classic pairings. Or for takeout, or things like fried chicken and bubbles is absolutely an awesome way to have for a meal. So you can get really fun and never be bored. Also, just hanging out with friends. We host a lot at our house, whether it's just little parties or even watching a game. And opening up a bottle of wine is always our go-to. Again, so many choices. Whenever people come over, I always start with bubbles. Opening up a bottle of bubbles, I think kind of sets the tone for the whole night, and it's always fun. And if we have a larger group over, I like to crack into something larger format. Magnums are 3 liters. Wow, even wine people. But if you have a larger group around, a lot of people haven't seen a 3-liter opened up, and it's just fun. It's just it's special, it's fun, and it's just a great way to have an evening with friends.
This is Rob Bradshaw, CEO of Cape Classics, and I'm thinking about the question, why wine? Sitting outside in Connecticut, sky is blue, grass is still green. It's a perfect autumn afternoon, and I'm enjoying a glass of our newest wine, King of Stones, Marlborough, New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. As I drink this, it reminds me that wine is so much more than a beverage. It's not just cracking a can and gulping it down. It slows me down. It opens the door for me to relax and think. It reminds me of travel I've had, travel I dream about. I've been fortunate enough in my life to spend a lot of time in South Africa, And when I drink a great South African wine, I'm transported back to Cape Town. I'm transported to the base of the Siemensberg and just the sheer magnificent beauty of the region. I think about the history of the region and the families that make this wine. Even as I drink this wine, I've yet to be in Marlborough, but as I taste it, I dream about it. I picture everything you think of New Zealand, the green, the mountains, the sea. And it's in the glass. That's what makes wine special to me. It really is so much more than a beverage. It's a way of life and a way of thinking and a way to relax and a way to travel. I wouldn't give it up for anything.
Wine will always be a love and a passion that many get to share throughout the world.
It makes me feel elegant.
Some of the most beautiful places on
It
earth.
embodies art, science, and history.
It transforms.
Just some awesome people.
Simple catch-ups with
Bring
friends.
people together.
In these moments with friends and family that you never forget.
It's one beverage that would potentially still exist for many years to come.
That's why I drink
That's my
wine.
story on why
I
wine.
love wine.
And that is what I love about wine.
For more information on Cape Classics wines, please visit capeclassics.com and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, or TikTok at Cape Classics Wines. You can purchase many of the wines in our portfolio on wine.com. For 10% off of your order, enter Cape at checkout. Thank you for listening. Please tune in next time. Until then, cheers.